So we're going to add some particle effects to make some sort of explosions happen, just to give a nice sort of feel or touch to the game. Now I'm going to create a sprite first up, and when I create my sprite, this time I'm going to make it a bit bigger than you should. So I'm going to make the size of my thing 4 pixels wide, which is tiny, by 4. I recommend you make yours small. You want these to be visible but subtle. I'm making mine big so that you can see it on the video. So I'm going to apply that size. I'm going to change my reference point to middle and center, and then I'm going to edit the image, and I'm going to simply draw, I might draw a white outline so you can see the white outline. Actually, I'm just going to draw a red outline with a white middle. So mostly red with a little bit of white in the middle so that we can see that particle. So that's a really tiny little particle. You make yours a little bit smaller. I'm going to hit close here and I'm going to rename it SPR_ explode particle. So it's a piece of rubble basically. I'm going to close that now and go up and create the object. And the object is where the code's going to happen. So I'm going to create an object, and I'm going to call it obj underscore explode particle, and I'm going to attach that sprite to it. And I'm going to add an event straight away, the create event. So when this is created, initialize it, and it's going to have an initial speed equal to math dot random, sorry, not math.random, I'm in the wrong programming language, random range. A random range, I'm going to go between, let's go 4 and 14. It's a good number, you can actually change those around. And I'm also going to give it a rotation, or a direction, sorry. And the direction is going to be equal to, we've done this before, random underscore range of 0 to 359, which is like a full circle random range. I'm going to also add an event, and the event is going to be a step event, and the step event will be where it fades then dies. So basically we're going to make the particle fade out. So we do image underscore alpha, and we're going to go minus equals 0.05. Alpha has to be between 1 and 0, so we're going to take off a little bit of it. So it's going to basically last for 20 frames. And then we're going to say if alpha, image alpha, sorry, not alpha image, image alpha is equal to 0, so it will go to 0 eventually. Then we're going to take that object and we're going to say instance destroy, and we're going to do done because that's the instance we're going to destroy. So basically that is going to appear, it's going to move at an angle, and it's going to fade out over time, and then it's going to disappear out of the whole event. So now we need to make this happen, and a simple way to make that happen for the player, we're going to basically, it's going to be when it contacts with the bullet. So we're going to do this, and we'll do this same code everywhere, so we will copy it. Now before we destroy the bullet, so that's where we destroy the bullet, we're destroying the other, we need to actually put the particles in motion. So we're going to go repeat, we're going to create a number of them, and we're going to, for the player, let's just do 20, see if that's overkill or not. And in here, I'm going to go create underscore instance something or other. Is it instance create? I can never remember. Instance underscore create in layer. That's what it is. So instance create layer, and we're going to create it at other.x, that's where the bullet is, and we're going to create it at other.y. So it's going to be created at the place where the bullet is, where it hits the player. and we're going to create it into the instances layer. Instances layer, and that should be spelt exactly the same as that there. And we're going to create an obj underscore explode particle, and that should create 20 of them. So I'm going to test now. Actually, I'll copy that code, Control C, just so I know I've got it in memory. I'm going to test now, see how we go. So this level doesn't actually have anything to test in it. Okay, there you go. Explosions are happening. I've done something to my code to stop destroying the bullet when it hits the maze, so I need to do that. But you can see the effects are there. That's pretty funny. I can actually crush those bullets as they hit there, because they're just waiting to be hit. Go in there and clean those ones out too. That's a funny effect. But you can see there that those are now nicely exploding on me. I could probably make them a bit more subtle, make them all red, for example, and that would be nice. Let's just quickly go in and fix that other problem. So that's where the bullet hits the maze. I just basically accidentally took that out. So Control V, Control C. No, I lost that code. Let's go back to the player object. Let's copy this code. Control C. Go back to the maze. Control V. And then I can say instance underscore destroy. And I'm destroying the other from memory. That should clean up that bullet issue. And now we'll have particle effects happening everywhere. Just so we don't have too many, I'm going to reduce that to 10 when it hits the maze so that it's not as spectacular. I'm going to make it even 5. So it's just a tiny effect. So now if I run it, press enter to play, go into the game and run it across. So you can see there that we've got some nice little explosions happening. Explosion is bigger when it hits the player, and yeah, you can see that there. You could also make it so that it does the same thing to the ghost or anything like that. That's totally up to you, but this just gives you a basic sort of little particle system so that you can have some nice special effects and, you know, get through your game. You'll notice it's not doing it to these barriers. I need to add the code to those barriers. They're different sort of obstacles. So there's a simple particle effect when the player gets hit and when the maze gets hit.